So,
and the penalty system is a big change as well. So, you know, clearly doing 360s and 270s and 720s in these boats is a very big penalty, and you know, we want to penalise in line with the infringement, and effectively, you know, we will be asking boats, we will be penalising them effectively a time or a distance, and we have the ability to move them back that distance in the race.
What, do you do it electronically and then say, right, you're in position, away you go? Yeah.
We'll red light them and green light them.
Fair enough. Where's ISAF sitting with that? Are they
ISAF's working with us.
Are they looking at this as just as a change that's only for America's Cup, or is it?
Well, I'm not sure how ISAF see it going forward and relevant to other people, but you know, the umpiring system and something that's grown up and, you know, over a long period of time and has changed, you know, from having no umpires on the water and it all happening in a protest room to, you know, fleets of umpires and boats and becoming a very expensive operation, and you know, and difficult to make consistent with the sailors' expectations. We are trying to modernise that, use the technology available and streamline it going for the forward. You would hope that, you know, we are doing, you know, the groundwork, the inventing, the proving up for a system that ISAF will be able to take down and filter to all the classes.
Fair enough. So, in terms of what's happening with San Francisco and the teams going in there, when are you expecting teams to be able to go in there and start building bases and, you know, shift their operations into San Francisco?
The teams won't really be going into San Francisco and building bases. The bases that we've seen in Valencia and New Zealand, and we won't see that in anywhere. You know, this is far more transportable, mobile situation. You know, we'll be taking many containers around. We'll probably be taking, you know, up to 400 containers around in the World Series initially, and we'll be building these mobile camps that will all look and feel the same. And the teams will be able to go to San Francisco really from the time they build their 72s. So that, you know, the rule allows that to be from, you know, early 2012, and you know, whether a team actually does do that or not, you know, I'm not really anticipating seeing any 72s until probably March 2012, with an 8-month build cycle, and you know, there's realistically an 8-month design cycle to get one of those. So, you know, there's quite long lead times, and then there's transportation and get some pieces. So teams will go to Pier 80 on their initial visit into San Francisco, and they'll be accommodated there, and very much they will be container type buildings as opposed to permanent structures like this one.
So what's going to happen out in Auckland in the next few weeks and months? I mean,
well, we, you know, 2 teams are taking possession of their AC-45s on Monday.
Which 2 are they?
That's for those teams to tell you. And, you know, they will be duly down here, I would say, sort of, you know, somewhere around the 2nd week of March and sailing. And you know, and the boats will filter in, you know, probably 3 by another week, 4 a week later. So, you know, by the middle to the end of March, you expect to see 5 AC-45s here. We will be holding, you know, we will be managing some trials as the boats come on. We will be trialling our television equipment, starting procedures. You know, we will be building up to a dress rehearsal in early May in New Zealand.
So what's the balance there between your requirements from ACRM to get all this sorted out and the competitors' requirements to go off and start learning about how to sail these AC-45s and also AC-72s? I mean, do you have a set time there that you say, all right, we've got for 3 days of the week and you guys have got it for the other 4, or what?
Well, look, we've set 2 sets of dates with the teams where we'd like them to participate in, you know, trials, and that's at the end of April and the beginning of May. Obviously, there's a pack up and leave by date, which is around the 20th of May, I think, is the leaving day. Some teams will have their boats, starting from a week or so, and teams that have come in later are going to have less time on the water here. But, it seems like, there's a lot to learn with these boats, and first in, early bird catches the worm.
What's happening with courses? Have you done any work on that?
That's part of our trials. Yeah, look, we've talked about courses. We're in the process of building a fleet of boats to manage the courses, including self-controlled mark boats. So the marks will be permanently on the move, considering the currents and the fact that we need to tailor the courses in length to finish within the 45-minute target time for the World Series. So we're going to have a very modern and mobile fleet. We won't have conventional marks and anchors and all of that stuff. We've moved on with that.
So how's that fleet
the
controlled?
boats are
self-controlled electronically?
Well, the boats will have a captain, but the positioning of the boats will be done electronically to a lat and long.
Fair enough. And what about the length of the racing in the Cup? You've got 45 minutes in the World Series.
Well, it's something we'll be considering. We're not making that decision yet.
Do you know what the sort of scale of that is?
Look, I would say potentially the Cup races are between 45 minutes and an hour 20.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So we're not going to see 2 hours?
We're not going to see 2 hours, 2.5 hour races.
Yeah.
No, those days are gone.